Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to Cheat Code Jiu-Jitsu. Jeff here once again. We're still working our Kesa Gatame submissions. Got a fun one for you here today. We're still staying in this transition to the gift wrap position. And the one that I'm going to work today is called the pit stop, which it's not fun. Well, for him. I like it a lot. He's not going to like it very much. A couple different ways to finish it from a few different Kesa Gatame positions where we're passing the arm across. Easiest to set up from gift wrap. I'll show you a couple of alternative setups for it as well from some other positions where you can catch this, but it's a nice way to pin the guy down. It's a little bit of neck crank, a little bit of compression choke, and also a little bit of shoulder crank. That works really well. One of my favorite moves, so stay tuned for the pit stop. So we're getting back into our Kesa Gatame position. Same setup rules as always. I got my 12 o'clock leg under his head, resting on my arm. I got my 9 o'clock leg, excuse me, resting my hand on my leg, not on my arm. So same setup from last time. Demir's going to be pushing up on my face. I don't like that, so I'm going to extract my chest back just a little bit to take the friction away, and then I'm going to pop and push him across. Could go down in here and try my arm triangle if I wanted to try that, but let's assume that's not working for whatever reason, or I just don't like it. So I'm going to weave through and I'm going to grab the wrist just like I did last time to try to catch him in the gift wrap. Now last time we were leaving slack on this. This time I'm going to take all of the slack out and I'm going to pull this tight as hard as I can. Because I pulled my hand out and this hand is not going back inside. Right now, you'll see that his elbow is in front of me. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pull down tight here to keep his arm locked in place, and then I'm going to quickly jump that arm over top of the elbow and then lean back. This is why it's called the pit stop, because I'm basically forcing his face into my armpit. So from here, I'm going to release quickly the gift wrap and I'm going to lock around his head. I put an S grip on. If you want to put a tighter grip on, that's fine. For me, with the short arms, S grip works just fine. Now I'm going to finish this similar to the compression choke. I'm going back into my good Kesa Gatame, leaning back and pulling up. I'm higher up on his head, so I'm cranking the neck a little bit. If you're trying this in an IBJJF rules competition, they might call you for it, but let's be honest, so I don't really care what they think. So there is a little bit of neck crank on it. The other, where the shoulder part is coming in, is when I pop myself over, I'm leaning back right here, so it's got the back of my shoulder right up against his elbow. It's cranking this down into his chest, which is going to cause a little bit of shoulder separation. It may or may not be enough to actually tap the guy, probably depends on their specific level of flexibility. And then all of this is cranking backwards into Demir's chest, which is going to get a little bit of that compression choke action. So it's kind of a three-part submission there. So from my gift wrap position that I achieved, this hand comes out, I pull everything taut, I go over the top, lock, elevate, pull back, and get the tap. That's the first way to finish it. The second way to finish it is I'm actually going to collect the far arm. This can work, especially if I'm setting this up from sort of the broken Kesa Gatame position where I'm starting from an underhook instead of around the head. If I pop this through, occupy that space, take the gift wrap from there, I'm already going to have that. Or I can do it if I was setting it up from here and then Demir keeps this hand up here because he's trying to push away because he doesn't want me to drop down. No problem, I'll just go and underhook that. Now the trick here is I don't want to wrap this all up with my arm behind his elbow. If my arm is behind his elbow, I'm not going to be in the right spot. I've got to jump my elbow over top of his elbow to get it behind me so that when I lean back, I'm going to get that shoulder pressure. So I get my gift wrap position, Demir puts his arm up, pop it off, and now I collapse and catch that, and then I'm going to pop over the top real quick. And now I've got him once I'm over the top of his elbow. Put my grip back on, lean back, pull up, tap him out. Which one do you think is worse, first one or the second?
First one for sure.
Okay, so Demir says the first one is worse. Neither one of them are particularly fun, to be perfectly honest, but depending on where that arm is, I probably would not want to go into this position and start pushing up with him actively pushing my face away. So if I started trying to set this up and I felt that happening, that would be a time where I might come back and collect that arm and then get it. He's got probably fewer defenses and escapes at that point. I can still get it, but If I'm in gift wrap, that arm is not in play, I can jump over the top, grab this real quick, sit out, lift up, catch it, and finish. So that particular move, the pit stop, can actually be set up similar to our last move from a couple different positions. One place I actually catch it a lot is mount. Do me down? Yes, please. Thank you. So from our mount position here, if the mirror goes over to the side, right? Standard 101 mount, you don't want to be flat on your back, you want to be on your side. If I can actually catch this arm in here, I can come around its head and then I can shoot through and catch the pit stop from there. So that's just one other place that you can get it from, but this comes on really well from the Kesa Gatame position because it finishes very similarly to the compression choke and has nice finishing mechanics from there. Sucky move, not enjoyable, but it gets you a nice little finish. Nice little tap. Throw that one into your game and it'll up your finishing percentage from Kesa Gatame by give you some extra options. So if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. Helps me out a lot when you guys interact with my videos. So Facebook, YouTube will show the videos to more people. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like what we're doing here. Got a lot more stuff coming out in this Kesa Gatame position, so turn on those notifications. You'll get a notification every time we upload a new video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.